Oh, lads, what a goal that is! What a goal that is! Ruben and Mister!
Well, I'm delighted to say with me now is AFC Wimbledon's new under-18s head coach, Simon Clark. Absolutely great session to see out there this morning, Simon. The team are in great form, but I suppose the main thing for you, it's all about player development, isn't it?
Absolutely. We want to win football matches, but getting the lads on the next level, getting them running hard, getting them their individual actions right, but also the synergy between groups and units is really important. But no, it's all about performance.
They've always had a kind of an established coaching setup here for quite a long time. So when you've come in, have they sort of like given you sort of a rein to sort of put down your own mark or your own ideas that you want to put down here? Yeah.
Yeah. When I met Mike, he explained the situation. He explained the history. I mean, it's a club with huge history and huge recent history. And he said he was looking for something a little bit different. And it's a great opportunity. I'm really happy to be here. The synergy between all of the groups and all of the staff is fantastic. My staff are brilliant. They work so hard, and that's really important. But we're all aligned in that performance culture, that player development culture. Which again, if you've got one voice and that's singing off the same hymn sheet, then that's really important.
So as you say, there's a Wimbledon framework there, but it's very much your input into the role now, yeah?
Yes, so we would talk about, we had hours of conversations, formations, individuals, units, groups, what they need, because it's all about the players, isn't it? It's all about maximising where they are, taking the ceiling off, making sure that they're working at their maximal levels with consistency. Because my job is to push and drive, give them that knowledge, because we want those habitual good habits to come out on pitch. We all know that it's first team level, even at 18s, 21s, it's an emotional game, but you have to have that coolness and that knowledge to do the right things at the right time, at the right intensity, according to the press, according to the opponent, according to our teammates, according to the space. So yeah, I've been given a reasonable rein within an AFC Wimbledon framework.
And in terms of your background, you know, you've played the game as a professional footballer, vastly experienced coach. But when and why did you decide to want to do this next with your career when football was coming to an end for you?
I was always going to coach, so I signed pro at 27, so I was a really late developer. And I think it meant more. So I played semi-pro from being released as a kid at 19 from Lincoln City. Played semi-pro, got a couple of opportunities to go, but it wasn't at the right times or the right clubs. Got in late, but even about 3 years into my pro career, I was coaching already in academies, and I knew that I would go onto that. There's no other job I want to do or can do. So it was always going to be that direction for me.
Coming into this role now, it's privileged to be out there this morning, seeing you work and work with the boys as well. And you've had them out boxing, you've got them sort of taken them out of their comfort zone a little bit as well. They seem to be responding really well to you.
Wins help. So when you're beating teams 5-0, when you're scoring loads of goals, with 4 straight wins, that helps. But also I think they're coming round to, and I call it a hook. So when you're getting information onto a player about a certain action or a certain pattern or movement, when that comes off in training, and it's yeah, well done, yeah, this is working. When players see that you can help them and help you with relevance to them, I think it's a hook, because they go, of course, I can make me a better player. I've stepped on a level. There's people around, so the synergy with the staff is the same thing. You know, we're honest and straight with them. When they've been average or below average, we'll tell them in the right way, but we'll give them the ideas and the methodology to improve, because we don't want them to stand still. But when you've got that hook, players run through brick walls, and that's pros, that's under 8s, that's under 18s, that's amateur footballers, because we all want to do well in life. So it's about getting that, it's about understanding your player, what they need, and then working through that with them, and being relentless. Don't come away from it, drive it through, and then we all see the changes, but they are positive changes, they're not negative.
Is there still that kind of element as well of trying to make them good people off the pitch, and the importance of life skills that the academy's kind of always had?
It's absolutely huge, absolutely huge. So it's doing jobs. Don't just focus on your job. If I can help my buddy out, let's help him out. Having the openness to tell your mate that he's got to get better. You know, he's got to make a better decision. He's got to run harder. The total distances in the games aren't going up. You know, it's the explosive actions that are changing, and the repeated explosive actions. So having that humility and that honesty with your friends, with your work colleagues, is key. And I think to be able to take that into any workplace for any young man, and being able to accept when somebody is telling you. It's not always the one way, it's being able to go, do you know what, I'll reflect on that, I'll totally agree, I've got to be better. But that's how we get growth, and that's how we get football growth, which in development teams, that's what you're looking for.
Just looking at the team as well, there's characters in it as well. I've seen Joller out there, he's a great character. Tom Wilson, he's in good form scoring goals, but obviously it's kind of not also about individuals, there's characters there, they're working together as a team, aren't they?
Massively. So part of the stuff and playing constraints-based games, directional possessions, is reducing touches so that next receiver's got to move quicker, earlier, to get in those receiving positions. And I said, if I'd have done, and I told the lads this, if we'd have done that session 2 months ago, it would have been totally different. We're moving better with relevance to the ball possessor and where the spaces are. And again, if we can, as a group, make better decisions quicker, and we've got that cleanliness on the ball of that individual action. As you can see today, we went from one end of the pitch, we've gone in, we've come out, we've gone weak side, we've punched through on the diag, we've took a touch and shot and scored. And that's what we're finding in the 18s games, that our ball movement and the way we play and our coverage on pitch and our individual action, teams can cope with us for 15-20 minutes, but the intensity of the training and the intensity that the players are working at, after 20 minutes we get that extra half a yard. You know, and that comes from us controlling the ball, us maximising ourselves positionally and getting areas on the pitch where we can play aggressively and play forward. Because what we're finding is we're running teams' legs off, and of course you get half a yard, don't you? You know, you go. You have the same intensity of your movement, but they're half a yard short. You just get that clarity of your position and your action, and we're just scoring goals for fun at the minute, which is credit to the lads.
Brilliant.
5 seconds, Tom. Wait, 1 second. Do it. 4.
Johnny Jackson as well. I mean, you both know each other from Charlton Athletic.
Yeah.
He's taking a keen interest in what's going on with the 18s. it's important there's that pathway there, isn't there, from the 18s to the first team.
Yeah.
And also, is there a little bit of elements of style from the first team's play that you use in the 18s as well?
No, absolutely. You know, so we've made a rule that the 18s have got to go and watch the pros. We've had 4 train over there today, which is brilliant. We've played back 3, which obviously they've played back 3. We have a lack of central strikers, so we've had to just tweak that a little bit. But no, the synergy and the pathway and the pipeline is massive. I've been at clubs previously where there's no synergy, no pathway, and you get players come to me as an 18s or 21s coach and go, what's the point? When am I going to get my chance? When are they going to look at me? Because I'm working so hard. We're getting great results. We're dominating ball. We're dominating possession and beating teams well. But there's nothing from there. We talk most days. I'm always invited in the office and welcome in the office, and you know, they even come into the academy office. So that synergy, and it's a word I use a lot because I think it's really important. The best academies and the best football clubs have that synergy from board level to first team group to 21s to 18s to academy, because then you just get one voice all the way through. You need a certain amount of flexibility, and that's our job as coaches, to give players that tactical knowledge and flexibility. But the things about hard work and desire that we promote and we want as a football club, if you can have that same picture, there's nowhere to go for players. Because we all have good days and bad days. As coaches, as journos and reporters, we write a good article, next one's not so good. But if you can have that consistency, it's great for the environment, and of course it's all about environment, and ultimately great for the players.
But also, whilst Johnny's looking at the 18s, you, I guess, have got to be looking at the 16s and keeping an eye on what's coming on further down the line in the younger age groups, yeah?
Yeah, 100%. Mike's really big on pathway and pipeline meetings. 16s have been involved regularly with the 18s, which is a tremendous thing. I've had them training with me in the school holidays. They will be in with me in the half term, because they need to know what it feels like. We want it to be harder. We want it to be more football aggressive and more intense, because then we can see who can cope with it. We can see, and it's not always the early ones that cope with it best that make it. Sometimes you get the later ones that struggle with it for a start, but they have that intrinsic belief, I'm going to manage, I'm going to cope, I'm going to push, and they come up late, and all of a sudden you get a player that you didn't expect, buys into it, and just forges out a great career in football, which is what we're here to do.
Absolutely. Of course, this academy, since it's come back together again, really, it's been through the work of, as I said, Nigel Higgs, Jeremy Sawyer, Mark Robinson, people like that behind the scenes. They've made it to Category 3. They've had some great FA Youth Cup nights.
Yep.
They've won a couple of trophies as well. So whilst you're here in the role, what is it that you're hoping to achieve yourself now to add to that?
We want to, for a start, it's about performance. You know, we want to win games the right way. We want to win games through dominating the ball, through getting the ball back as quick as we can, through playing a level in intensity that we can unlock, but playing with an arrogance and control. I hate my teams hitting fight balls. Sometimes you've got to clear and we squeeze up, there's no issue with that. But it's just about that dominance. It doesn't always work, as we always know, but it's how you react, how you solve problems. And you know, my job is to give them that good habit on the training ground, so that becomes automatic, so it's embedded, and it's not just we're going to do this for one day then change. And I think with that development, it becomes, as I said, embedded, and players go on and we get sold, they go on to another club, but they take things that we've put into them, that I've put into them throughout their career. You know, and if you've got something that works, You know, enhance it, but don't change it. You know, you can change it for the better, but don't come away from it. If playing two touches, as you saw today, and playing quick, and looking to punch forward on the turnover, if that works, don't come away from it. Now, when the opposition change and that changes, then you change again. You know, we even within, and I've found this before with successful youth teams, the opposition will change their shape specifically because they're playing AFC Wimbledon. And whilst it messes up with our preparation a little bit, again, it gives that development of flexibility, players understanding that they're going to play in a certain way, but that they've got to now make changes, is great for lads. And if we can get it at 16, 17 and 18 year olds, when a team changes shape in the EFL 1 or 2, great for them because they can make those decisions quickly. So we want that in our players as well.
Brilliant, Simon. It's been fantastic spending some time with you this morning and seeing the work of what you're doing with the 18s as well. And thanks so much indeed for your time.
No, my pleasure. It's good to see you.